What up? It's your boy Codename Duchess. We are back here. We are going to go over how to beat off-ballers in 2K25. They're annoying. It's annoying to play against them. Honestly, it's kind of boring. But before we get into our strategies, our tips, our tricks, make sure you hit that subscribe, smash that like. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. So the first thing we're really going to talk about is your lineup. Okay? I like going with 5 shooters on the floor as much as I can. You don't have to necessarily to beat off-ballers, but it's definitely helpful. So one of the biggest things, one of the biggest mistakes, misleads, whatever, I see online when people are giving out lineup advice is these last 3 spots. You see a lot of people put golds and stuff there, their favorite gold, their favorite player, even if he's an emerald, something like that, thinking that this is going to give you better matchups online. This isn't going to give you better matchups online. That used to be a thing. 2K used to match you up by your lineups overall, and you could cheese and lower your overall a little bit, and you'd get better matchups, and that's how you did it. That's how you got easier wins online. That's not a thing anymore. I match up against guys all the time with this lineup who have golds right here. So they're just wasting these 3 spots. Don't make that mistake. Fill these 3 spots. So I tell you that because if you're not necessarily somebody who likes to bring 5 shooters because for whatever reason you really like Chris Kaman, so he's your center, bring an extra center over here so that when you play guys who off ball and are going to cheat off Chris Kaman, sit in the paint, other guys, I don't know, maybe you have a diamond Rudy Gobert, somebody, a center who doesn't necessarily shoot, who you're not going to go out and guard. Make sure you have a guy down here that you can shoot with so you can make them stay honest when they decide to off ball. Okay? The next thing is make sure your lineup is balanced. I'm not going to go completely into lineups. We're going to do a separate video for that. I'm going to ask you guys to send me your lineups. Hit me up on Twitter, send me your lineups. Send me your play style and we're going to go through it, but that's going to be a different video and I'll put out when I'm ready to ask for that. Have guys who can catch and shoot. Not all 5 guys need to be slashers. Not all 5 guys need to handle the ball. Have guys who can catch and shoot. Have a couple guys who can score off the dribble. When we go into this video, we're going to show you multiple ways to attack off-ballers, and you're going to want guys who can catch and shoot, guys who can attack off the dribble, guys who, not every card can do everything. Not every card needs to do everything. Especially, if you're trying to go the no money spent, you're not going to have a God squad. I'm no money spent. This is far from a God squad. So that is the lineup portion of our advice. Now jumping into badges that are important for beating off-ballers. So first badge that I find important in general for cards, Layup Mixmaster is one of the best badges I think in the game. Highly underrated. Your guy will finish over people. Your smaller guards will finish over bigger defenders. I'm not going to tell you that all of a sudden Chris Paul is going to finish over Wemby. There's still an element of realism to it. But you will hit better layups with this badge. Okay, next is going to be Set Shot Specialist. This is going to be your catch and shooters. This is going to be, when you, as I show you in the video, when you send a cut to open up a 3-point shooter, this is going to be your next important badge. Next one, Physical Finisher. This is again going to pair with Layup Mixmaster. This is going to make you finish better. We're going to attack the CPU defenders like they're CPU defenders. We're going to go to the rim against them, and that's going to be part of our strategy to beat off-ballers. One of the next more important badges, I don't have his up to Hall of Fame, but I do have it up to Gold. I would get most of your guys who play the 3, the 4, the 5, slippery off-ball. If you're playing against an off-baller, chances are he's not guarding the 2. He wants to guard one of your bigs who doesn't move as fast. He wants to be able to cheat and block shots. That's why they do it. They want to guard people who aren't going to move a lot. Slippery off-ball will make it so that he can get, the cuts are better. The screens away from the ball are better. That kind of stuff. The next big thing is going to be your freelance. I like to, especially if I'm going against off-ballers, Bucks 2018. I like to run a lot of plays as well. But as far as my come down the floor, we're in a set, I didn't call anything, it's going to be Bucks 2018. Another good one is 5 out. And another good one is comp. If they drop into a zone, like a lot of off-ballers do once you start beating them, 2-3 zone is always a good freelance. It seems pretty obvious. I don't know, for me it always works very well. We didn't really go into that in this video, but the next time I play a zone guy, I'll show you what you should be looking for out of this freelance against the zone. It's the same play that we ran in high school. So I don't know, to me it's very familiar. I understand it. So that helps out a lot. You'll get open shots off of it, but nobody ran a 2-3 zone against me. Next time somebody does, I'll definitely put out another video on how to beat the 2-3 zone. It's not that hard. Shoot a lot of shots. But for off-ballers who are playing man still, it's going to be comp. It's going to be 5 out, and it's going to be out in Bucks 2018. Those are your freelances that are going to spread the floor the most. And that's what you want to do. You want to take this guy who doesn't want to guard anybody. You want to put him as far away from where you want to be with the ball and give you guys as much range and motion or space to go one-on-one against his crappy off-ball defense. Before we dive into actual gameplay footage and I start telling you what I'm looking at, how I'm attacking them, I do want to point out that there are people who are demon off-ballers. This isn't going to work against everybody. I can't give you a strategy that's going to work 100% of the time. I'm not a guy who wins 100% of his games. I would say I win 70%, which is a pretty good clip, I think. But you can't go in expecting to win 100% of the time. That's not life. I'm sorry. This strategy will work for you 70% of the time. So it's also going to be heavily dependent on how well you shoot. So definitely practice your shots. Go into that freelance, that free form practice, and just get up shots 20 minutes a day. I know it sounds ridiculous because it's a video game. You shouldn't have to practice 20 minutes a day like I'm your high school coach. But it does help. It does make a difference. It will make you a better 2K player if that's what you're after. You will notice you will win more games. So now gameplay. So the first and easiest thing you can do against off-ballers is run an actual offense. Run plays. Check out our playbook videos. Find your favorite plays. Run plays that you're used to. Just do something that's deliberate with the people that you're not controlling, with the players you're not controlling, so that he can't just sit in the corner and not do anything on defense. He's not just sitting there with his feet up. Even if we miss shots on this one, but we get good looks. That's what you're after. Not every look's going to go in, especially in 2K25. It's not like past 2Ks where you can just shoot the lights out. So run deliberate offense with your opposite guys. It's a good play. This comes from the Nets playbook. Straight down the middle. So like I said, check out our playbook videos. That'll definitely help you. Strategy 2 is the one we're going to use the most, and that's going to be the backdoor cuts. In order to do that backdoor cut, we're going to press R1 to bring up the player icons. And then we're going to select the icon player, the player who we want to cut, which is usually the player that he's controlling. And then we are going to press triangle. Now there's actually more to it than just sending backdoor cuts. Your opponent is going to get smarter. Here on this one, we're going to end up sending a backdoor cut at the end, but we are going to attack. So we are going to make him watch what we're doing with the ball. We're doing something over here. We're like a magician. We're doing something over here, so we can do something over there. Okay? The next tip is be patient. Wait for him to kind of settle on a guy. Every time he switches off on one of these guys, that CPU takes like a half second to decide what it's going to do. So, here's the next part. We got our stop. Push in transition. When you push in transition, try to keep the ball in the middle of the floor. He doesn't know what he's doing. He wants to swipe at the ball because he's an off-baller. He's a lazy defender. So we wait for him to make a mistake, and then we send that backdoor cut. So here we are right away. Backdoor cut. We know Towns is more athletic than Ayton. That's what we're looking for. Always attack their least athletic defender. And even if they're off-balling and say they have Devin Booker out here, send your cuts from Devin Booker. Even if he's not controlling Devin Booker's not a good defender. Luka's out here. Send your cuts from Luka. Now in this one, I want you to pay attention to what he does because of his tendencies. You want to learn your defender's tendencies, your opponent's tendencies. This guy does not have his tendencies set so that he doesn't help off of the corner. He doesn't have stay attached on. When we go over defensive settings in a separate video, I'll show you what I mean. He doesn't have stay attached on, so his guy's going to cheap down. I should pass this ball. I missed it, but we'll get it on the next one. So, here we are. We're going to come do the same thing. He's got the same defensive settings. Cut to the basket. He's going to control Ayton. He's going to make him drop to take away my cut. And when he does that, I'm going to hit Cycly. And this is why it's good to have 5 shooters. I may have missed that shot. That's okay. This transitions into our next part. He doesn't know who to guard. Now his 2 is guarding my center. I'm going to get a foul out of it. We're going to move on. Now, we've seen this name in the video a couple times. We know his defensive settings, his tendencies. So, we're going to send our cut. Here we go, cut. He's going to drop from the corner. We're going to catch. We're going to swing. Wide open 3. Game gave it to us, I'll admit it. But still, that's the shot that we want. That is how you beat off-ballers. You make them pay for bad habits. Here he goes. He's going to cut in the lane. He's going to go for the steal or the block. Wide open 3. We're going to make it again. Again, we want to make him pay for lazy habits. All right, here he is. He wants the full court press. He's going to pick these flowers. That's okay. But because he's doing this, he is way out of position. Cycly has this entire lane as we highlighted here. We are going to take this and we're going to send Cycly. Go straight to the bucket. Now he's going to cheat down. And because he cheated down, we have this wide open 3 over here. It's a wrap. That's 3 points. That's how you beat off-ballers. Make them pay for lazy defense. Here he is again. Full court press. Gets out of position. Tries to reach. Cheats. Corner 3. That's game. Again, that's what you're looking for. Those are the looks, the reads that you want to make. Last thing we're going to do, attack them like they're a CPU defender. It's the most important thing you can do. Okay, if you've played domination, all right? How you score in domination, not the all-time errors ones, because those ones you got to score in different ways. The regular one, this is attack. Attack like you would, you're getting Draymond Green. The last thing, when you get stops, push in transition. When you push in transition, they have to guard. They get put in spots where they don't want to be. He stepped out. Now it's one-on-one. Now he's actually having to play man defense. He's not ready for that. He's an off-baller. He doesn't want to do that. His whole defensive strategy is to stand in the corner and watch me play. All right? Transition. He is forced now. He is forced now to guard Julius Randle. He can switch, but every time he's switched, I've taken advantage of the half-second delay. He has to play defense now. So, let's get this stop. All right, now we're going to push in transition. Another key to pushing in transition, keep the ball in the middle. He has switched now. Ayton is guarding me. He doesn't know that. He doesn't pay attention to that kind of thing because he's an off-baller. This is not his game. His game is not to guard me. And so we get that easy transition 3. So the next thing, we're going to get the stop. We're going to give him some of his own medicine. I'll admit it, I was playing off-ball defense there. When he swipes for that steal, when you're going in transition, wait for them to swipe for that steal, and that's when you should throw the ball. If he doesn't swipe for that steal, don't throw the ball. In 2K25 especially, it is really easy to pick off passes. That is not what you want to have happen. So if you just wait for them to swipe for that steal, they'll be out of position. Easy transition buckets. So to recap our off-ball strategy, we want to be patient. We want to attack the CPU like there's the CPU, and we want to force them to defend. We want to put them in positions where they have to defend. So we were patient right here. We waited. Dude's out. We get the W. Here we are. Like I said, this strategy will work 70% of the time. This is 37th in the league on PlayStation. So this is a top player. He's going to off-ball from the jump. Most of the top players do. In the leaderboards at least. Because it's not based on skill or anything. It's just based on points. And he's not going to be able to guard the backdoor cut. As many points and wins and everything as he has, you'd think that he would be able to. So that is your strategy for beating off-ballers. Sorry the video is a little long. I hope it helped though. We did this in 2K24. It was very well received. Greatly appreciated all the love. Hopefully this one gets the same, reception. Hopefully it helps you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, smash that like, follow us on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. Like I said, I want to do a lineups tips video, but to me there's more to building a lineup than just putting the best cards out there, just putting the best cards you have. So look out for that. It'll probably be a short. If you want to be a part of it, I'd appreciate that. I appreciate all the love. We're almost to 1,000. Keep it grinding. I do want to say that I will not be playing in the holiday tournament this weekend, but definitely go check out that gaming dad. He's doing good things. Look him up on Twitch or on Twitter. Streams on YouTube. He'll be putting on a big tournament. Lots of content creators there. Go show your support. That's all I got for y'all. Like I said, I hope it helps. Hope y'all have a good night. I'll catch y'all next time.